What's going on, guys? Hope you had a good day today. It's been a while. I'm back again. Just took a little break. Wasn't really feeling too well. So let's talk about what happened today. Let's look at the SPY first. Then we look at QQQ, and I think we need to take a look at Apple, and then we do Facebook. So starting off with SPY, we know we broke this trend line that was forming since a long time ago. As you can see, I could just draw one right now. So just for example, we had this trend line, and we broke it last week, or the week before. Yeah, I think last week. And now we are trying to regain that trend line. We did have a touch, we couldn't break it yet. We are still trying to look for more upside so we can see a path back to all-time highs, right? So let's look at it day by day, right? Let's see what happened today. Let me delete this trend line. Let's go to the 15-minute time chart. And one of the best strategies that I'm using for credit spreads and put spreads, call spreads and put spreads, is looking at the 15-minute chart and looking at the 200-day moving average and the 50-day moving average. So let me show you what I mean by that. Right, so the purple here is the 50-day moving average, and the black one here is the 200-day moving average. And as you can see, there was this crossover, we call it the golden cross, right? When the lower moving average crosses above the higher moving average. So once we had this crossover, the 50-day crossing over the 200-day moving average, as you can see, we had this big push up above, right? And as you can see, since then we have been holding the 200-day moving average pretty strong. Even today, as you can see, it tried to break it once, twice, did not work out. We are still above the 200-day moving average, which is a good sign, right? I mean, the sentiment here is bullish, and you can see in the after hours here, it's still trying to go past the 200-day moving average. And I think that's why I believe tomorrow is a very important day, right? Because if we see some downside, we could see this flipping back down, and the 50-day would go below the 200-day, which would mean that the sentiment would turn bearish, right? And that's what the SPY has been following. As you can see here, every time it crosses, we have a bull run, right? And then every time it goes down, we have a bearish run, and then every time it crosses again, we have a bull run. So that's what the SPY respects, and that's what we should respect as well, right? I mean, we can't play emotionally, just asking the stock to go higher. But you can see here, there are some anomalies. Like you can see here, it crossed over, but there wasn't enough strength in the market. And as you can see, when we had this drop at the start, we should have realized here that, hey, it's not bullish anymore, right? Because the moving average has crossed, and as you can see, the next day, that's what happened. We came back down to very low, around 428 area for SPY. And now that we have recovered, we are seeing strength in this area above the 200-day moving average. So I think I'm pretty certain we would see some kind of a bull run. I don't know if it could go all-time highs this week, but I see some upside on SPY for this week, especially since they're passing the infrastructure bill. I think there would be an upside. Now, again, the important thing is to see that the 50-day is above the 200-day, and then you could go for your calls accordingly. Now the QQQ, and here is where it gets interesting, right? I mean, if you look at QQQ, the 50-day crossed over the 200-day here. We had this amazing push upwards, and now you can see here that we had a great drop, almost 373 to 368, and then we tried to reclaim the 200-day, but however, as you can still see here, right, we are at the 371 area. We found some big resistance at the 200-day moving average, and after hours we are seeing some more bleeding. So we have to see what happens tomorrow, right? I mean, in the after hours or pre-market, if we see the price trying to break this 200, and if it is not able to break it, we would see some more downside on the QQQ ETF. So just keep an eye out for that, guys. I mean, if this flips over after hours or pre-market, I am going to be bullish on the market again. So you need to keep an eye out on that and play accordingly. The third one we're going to look at is Apple. Same story here. The 50-day crossed the 200-day today in the market, right? And then it couldn't even break the 50-day. So I see there is some bearish sentiment here on Apple. We could see some more downside, right? So again, just be careful with your calls, guys. I mean, this doesn't look too good for Apple right now. I would say, let me see for support. I would say I know 141 is a big support, but yeah, this gap here from 145 to 141 might get filled in very quickly. So just be careful about that. You know, if we don't see any positive movement after other pre-market, we would see some more downside on Apple. The fourth one is Facebook. Beautiful, right? As you can see here, it had a big drop since this point when the 50-day crossed below the 200-day, and as you can see, it has been bleeding ever since, right? And now at this point, we see that it has overcome, right? The 50-day has gone above the 200-day, and we have seen some bullish price action, and it's holding pretty well after us as well. So there is some upside to Facebook, right? I think it would at least try to fill up this gap up till the 359 area, as you can see here. There we go. As you can see here, I'll just draw a line. As you can see, there's some big resistance here in the short term period. So this gap, I feel like to 360 might be filled up pretty quick. So keep an eye out for that. I think this is a good chance for you to go into some calls here. So yeah, if Facebook looks good, Apple doesn't look too good. So be careful with your naked calls, naked puts. I know this is a very volatile market. You just need to, keep your heads up. Don't trade emotionally, right? Respect the price action, respect the moving averages, and I think you guys should be fine. So just keep an eye out. If there are any questions, please let me know. I'll be back here again tomorrow, and then we will look at some more stocks if you want. And that's it, guys. See you tomorrow. Have a good day. Good night. See you later.